In breaking news, Russia has announced it will pull back some of its troops from the Ukraine border. The Defence Ministry said military drills would continue, but some units were returning to their bases. More than 100,000 Russian troops have been gathered near Ukraine's border. While Russia has denied any plans to invade, this week Western countries warned an attack was imminent. Ukraine says it will wait for proof of troops retreating before believing the Kremlin is de-escalating the current crisis. We're going to take you live now to the NATO presser.
China is coming closer to us in cyberspace, in the Arctic, in Africa, and also trying to control critical infrastructure. I think fundamentally what we see is that two authoritarian powers, Russia and China, are operating together because they don't like a rules-based international order. They don't share our values, freedom, democracy. And that's also the reason why they try to deny sovereign democratic nations the right to choose their own future. They want a world where big powers can decide what smaller powers and countries can do. So this is about fundamental principles, whether free, independent countries can choose to be part of an alliance as NATO, or they can choose to stay out. We should respect it anyway. And NATO respects sovereign democratic decisions by Finland and Sweden to not apply for membership, or by Ukraine to apply for membership. This is their sovereign democratic decisions, and we respect them. But Russia and China do not. They have stated clearly in a joint statement that they don't want countries in the world to have that freedom to make their own decisions on their own future. And that just demonstrates a fundamental difference when it comes to values and what kind of world we would like to live in. I would like to live in a world where we have free democratic nations living in a world with a world order and where a rule of law is what we have to abide to, not spheres of influence where big powers decide what neighbours can do.
We'll go to invade.
Thank you, Anna. Mr. Secretary General, what can you tell us about the meeting with Georgian Defense Minister? You spoke about Ukraine, and can you tell us more about it? And also, last week during the press conference here in this room, Polish president said that they asked for a high-level meeting with Ukraine and Georgia in Madrid. What do you think about these ideas? Thank you so much.
So first of all, I look very much forward to the meeting with the Georgian defense minister. It reflects the close partnership, the important partnership we have with Georgia. We have just stepped up our cooperation in different ways. We have activities together. We will have also an exercise together, and there are other ways of demonstrating how NATO and Georgia are working closely together. And we continue to provide support to the reform efforts, and we continue to, of course, support the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Georgia. So this is part of the regular, important, close coordination between Georgia and NATO, and I look forward to the meeting. Well, that's too early to say, the different formats of the Madrid summit, so we have to come back to that.
We'll try to take a couple of questions online before coming back to the press room. So I'll go to VG Alf-Bjarne Johnsen.
Hi, thank you. Mrs. Stoltenberg, I would like to ask you about the unprecedented public sharing of intelligence during this month, specifically from the US, and latest about the possible invasion tomorrow on Wednesday. Is this open sharing a new tool for NATO or for allied meant for deterrence? And can you tell us whether, in your opinion, if it had any effect on Russia?
We have systematically shared information about the Russian plans, the Russian capabilities, and the Russian attempts to stage a pretext for aggressive actions against Ukraine, what is often referred to as false flag operations. And we do so because we believe in transparency, but also because we believe that that makes it harder for Russia to conduct aggressive actions against Ukraine. So to lay bare everything they do is a way also to increase the threshold for them to invade Ukraine, to send in forces, to try to organize riots, topple the government, or all the other things that we are afraid that Russia may try to do.